Try not to block entrances.
Please, do not block any entrances, do not block any stairs. Especially do not block the wheelchair ramp. No one likes that guy who blocks the wheelchair ramp. No.
Guys, in my shot.
Don't block that nice man's shot. Everyone ready? We're going to have a moment of silence while I read the names of the following. Eric Geck, Frank Quinn, Leonard Williams, Eric Thomas, Joe Barnes, and last but not least, and most recently, Benjamin Gregory. We are gathered here today to remember them. You may rise.
My name is Alexander Fleming. I run a group called Stolen Bikes No Law. When your bike gets stolen, we hunt it down, and we have a pretty decent success rate, and we're proud of it. There's also many other bicycle advocacy groups here in the city, like Bike Easy, where they've been doing wonderful things with the city. We have a bunch of members from the NOLA Social Ride, a few members from Bad News Bike Club. They've been wonderful. But we all came together because we're tired of seeing our friends die, our family members die. We're just tired of seeing people die. We're tired. Just because the majority of these people, they can't afford a car. They can only afford a bike. And in this city, you know, this is a very, very, very low income city. And there's a lot of poor people, and they do ride bikes. And the big problem I'm having is that they don't take us seriously. Cyclists are not taken seriously in the city. It's like we're just thrown to the side and like, oh, you guys don't matter, you don't have a car, so you shouldn't matter. No, it's not your road, it's not my road, it's our road. And right now, our roads are killing everybody. The bike lanes are not taken seriously. People park in the bike lanes, people drive in the bike lanes. It's a war zone out here, and it's got to stop. And everyone thinks they're entitled to the road. No, you're not entitled. We're all entitled. We all need to share. If we just fix the infrastructure and make things better, lives will be saved. And not just cyclist lives, drivers' lives, pedestrian lives. It's uncalled for. I work at a restaurant right across from a school, and when the school gets out, I see school kids run for their life across the road, and I cringe. Why is there no crosswalks, cross lights for the children? Why? These are our children. And how hard is it to put these in? I mean, why are things more important, like a grocery store in an up-and-coming neighborhood, or a streetcar line that really will help hardly any locals? You know, I mean, and like I said before, I know it's a controversial statement with people. I mean, this city hall right across from me is more concerned about dead Confederates.
All these cars that often are breaking the rules and result in people getting hurt or killed, we have to make sure that we are also doing everything that we can to make sure that that doesn't happen. And one thing I know, admittedly, I used to do it myself, and it's very tempting, is to go through red lights when there aren't cars going by and not following the rules of the road. It seems very easy, but when we break the rules, that puts in the eyes of the motorist, that separates us from them, because they're like, who are they thinking that they can do this? And then that creates this separation and this tension that seems to always be felt. So it's important that we do the right thing too and show leadership through example in that way.
You see this young lady right here? She got hit in the face with rocks yesterday by a 6-year-old.
Oh, he just looked like a 6-year-old. He's probably just...
In the Tremay area. Y'all pay attention when you're riding around there.
Put some lights on at nighttime. Don't wear dark clothes.
Of course, a lot of us like to listen to music while we're riding, and there's no reason not to. But be careful turning them up too loud where you can't hear the cars around you. So let's just make sure you have them down at least low enough so that if you hear somebody honking or a screech coming up behind you, you know what's going on.
I've gotten into so many arguments with motorists where they're telling me I'm supposed to be on the sidewalk, where they're telling me that I'm supposed to be going against traffic. Everybody knows that.
Right.
They're telling me these things and I'm trying to explain to them and they're just acting like I'm the idiot.
I know.
I guarantee you, if I'm riding a bike around this city every day, I probably know the cycling laws better than a motorist.
My name is Renee McCurria. I volunteer at Rhubarb, which is a community bike shop that helps teach bike skills and helps fix up bikes, along with several events for the community, especially kids who live near Tonti and Piety. So I came today because it seems somewhat ridiculous for me to be helping children learn how to build bikes and ride bikes if they're not safe on the streets, if there aren't roads dedicated to bikes primarily, rather than roads that are being acclimated to bikes. I don't think bikers feel safe in this city, primarily because they have to bike near cars. And so the whole idea of changing the main impetus behind putting bike lanes on, heavily trafficked streets that are heavily trafficked by cars seems to just appease people rather than actually change anything structurally. What New Orleans needs is something dedicated to bikers, roads for bikers, so that they can feel safe, so that more people will consider buying a bike, using a bike. It would reduce traffic in the city, and probably reduce the number of deaths to, at least, I don't want to make a statistical guess about it, but I can imagine that it would have a huge impact on bikers' feeling of safety, bikers' safety in general, and the willingness to take your bike instead of take your car.
I don't think there needs to be a war between cyclists and motorists.